The competition for people's attention is now massive. The attention economy, as we've been calling it for a long time, means that you are in competition not just with other broadcasters, but with the rest of the world. And the rest of the world is made up of ourselves. Facebook, for example, incredibly compelling. Facebook don't make any content. The content in Facebook is made by everybody else, by your friends. Same with Twitter. Which means if you make really good stuff, your audience is no longer just Hilversum or Amsterdam or your particular region or your particular membership group of 50,000. If you make really good stuff, your potential audience is billions of people, just not necessarily here. But more to the point, everybody else is making really good stuff, which means you can watch the best stuff from the rest of the world. You can see it immediately. You can watch it straight away. You can learn from it. You can steal their ideas. You can choose their techniques. You can find out how people are making the best possible content for every other broadcaster on the planet. It will enable you to get much better. But really, the most important thing you have, the major challenge you have is engagement. There is a reason why you put a hashtag at the bottom of your screen. Because when you put a hashtag at the bottom of your screen, then people who are watching the television will then immediately go onto Twitter on their phone and join in the conversation, which means they keep watching the television. And they come back again and again and again. Twitter, for example, isn't your competition. Twitter is your friend. It's the only reason people turn the TV on, so they can join in on the conversation on their devices. The internet is in fact not in competition with the television. It is a complementary thing. It is not one screen or the other. It's two screens. This co-consumption, this two-screen approach, is rapidly becoming the default way of consuming media. So your competition isn't really a competition at all. The internet is in fact the way that you can engage with your audience. If you want to keep being in business, if you want to remain relevant, or if you want to regain your relevancy, you can't go against the tide of the internet. You have to go where the viewers are. And you have to re-engage with the way they live their lives. And they live their lives in this internet era where they're allowed to have their opinions and they have formed their own networks and talk to each other. You are no longer in charge of the cultural life of this country. Sorry. But what you can do is feed into it in a professional way. Because as much as you don't feel like it, necessarily, everybody in this room is a content innovator. Everybody in this room is actually a .com person. They just happen to have done it before the internet came along, under different circumstances. This is an incredibly hopeful thing. All you have to do is do it faster. And release your stuff earlier. And listen to what people say to you. Don't become like Facebook, but copy how they work. The second issue that we have, the fact that the internet empowers everybody on the planet to have their own opinions and to get together and form groups, is very, very threatening to the older guys, specifically to politicians. It's incredibly threatening. And they will start to look for reasons to close that down. And sometimes as public broadcasters and sometimes as people who work in older media, you will give them reasons to do that. You will start to complain about the unregulated nature of content online. You'll start to complain about the fact that copyright is being breached. You'll start to complain about all of these different challenges that you are facing. And the politicians and the cultural and the other elites will use your reasoning, they'll use what you're saying to start to sit on the internet, to start to try and shut it down, because they find it threatening as well. And you have to make the choice today whether you're going to be on the side of the future or on the side of fighting against it to preserve your past. Yes, there is a crisis. But there's also a huge opportunity to do something amazing. And to do something amazing, all you have to do is engage with what is really happening in the rest of the world. And take your skills of quality production and storytelling and all of those things and apply them to this new world. And think back to the day you started this work, of why you got into it in the first place, what values you're trying to put forward, and apply them to this new technology. Stop complaining about the money. We've got a future to build. Thank you very much.